Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And some very interesting news. ELTON Yankees potentially targeting a return to rugby sooner than we might think. His words, not mine. And a very interesting video that the former World Cup winner posted on his Instagram about, I think it was yesterday or Sunday night, or actually late on Sunday night. And a very interesting message he conveyed. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens if what he claims to be true is in fact true. Before we sort of talk about it, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right, so at the moment, ELTON Yankees is currently serving a ban for use of a illegal substance, which he tested positive for. And but he has said, and he was said at the time that he did not take the substance, and that he was planning on appealing it, and then missed the deadline to appeal the decision. And as a result, his ban currently is in place. It was a 4-year ban imposed in January, so yeah, I mean, it would take him through to 2028 after the next World Cup cycle. However, maybe things are not done if you are to believe the Springbok fly half, because he posted on his Instagram. And it's the first time he's really opened up about the sort of situation. Obviously, it was an Instagram reel, so it's not going to be like it was 10 minutes long. But first of all, looked in very good spirits, was all smiles and stuff like that, seemed very calm, and basically said that a lot of people have been asking him what's going on, and he wants to let us know that he will be back sooner than you think. He said, and I quote, "Through all the research, through all the facts and all the evidence, a lot of organizations have been involved in terms of me being tested for something that I have never used." He said, "I will elaborate more in terms of me missing my second World Cup, but I'm not negative about it because I am preparing myself for much more, something much bigger. I am focusing on the next cycle, but I've got a few things I need to sort out, but I'm very positive." Basically, what he's been saying is that he reckons he's got a lot of evidence and information, stuff like that, all the answers, all the facts about some of the organizations not doing things the right way, and he obviously believes, for whatever reason or whatever information he's got, this could lead to his ban being withdrawn, because he has mentioned in the video that he does plan on making a rugby return on the field. I think it's probably a suggestion, not just, for example, coaching or something along those lines. What is quite interesting is that he actually not been asked people, but he said that he said it's been a big eye-opener for him the last few months. He said he's gotten a lot of answers in his personal life and his rugby career. He said there were a lot of people that he looked up to that disappointed him. Look, to be fair, I think there's a lot of people that looked up to him that he's disappointed as well. So, very much not without blame for some of the actions he's done over the last few years. So it's a very interesting scenario, because he's currently the disgraced, fall from grace. Obviously the incident with Zina Tsinji, the Springbok dietitian, then the ban, for example. So it's not been a good few years, and there's not been a lot of information readily available about exactly what went down. So there's a lot of unanswered questions, and he's not come out and given too much clarity regarding all the various things. But it sounds like maybe that sort of clarity might be coming forward. So we wait to see whether there's any legs to the story, and whether there's any genuine reason for him to be able to think that he can actually get out of his ban and stuff like that. But it was an interesting video to come out and say, to basically say that, no, I reckon I'm going to be back, I've got evidence, and throwing out quite a lot of big accusations, saying that these organizations, suggesting organizations that have been doing the testing are in the wrong and are not doing things the right way. Now, this is an interesting thing, when there was suggestion that one of the labs that was testing, there was a report that it was potentially going to lose its license, basically, because they had not been submitting the right paperwork or whatever the story was, and that was a big thing happening in this year. So maybe that is related to that sort of story, because the World Anti-Doping Agency suspended the accredited lab back in I think it was in January, it was in March, where they said that they had suspended the South African Doping Control Laboratory in Bloemfontein for up to 6 months due to multiple non-conformities with international standards. So they then released a statement. This was now the South African Institute for Drug, basically saying that everything that happened with Elton Jantjies was completely legit, and that there was no option for him to potentially reopen the case. So it's a lot of different things going on in the background. So whilst we wait for any sort of official news and solid facts, which apparently there are, we'll just monitor the story. But I thought it was an interesting thing just to discuss, because it would be very interesting if he generally does have the case, and if there are some adverse things happening. It won't do a lot of good for the rumor mill about, you know, the doping allegations within South Africa. The lab as well being suspended doesn't do a lot of good either. So if nothing else, you know, maybe it does shed a light a little bit on something that we need to really sort out in South Africa and within SA Rugby to ensure that there could potentially be no loopholes or there are no cracks in the system. And if this is one of those things that identifies possible cracks or potential future cracks, then this could end up being quite a good thing if you can get it all right. But yeah, an interesting video to post from the current disgraced star. We wait to see exactly what will happen in the future, and we'll keep you updated if anything interesting does happen. But until then, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.